bring the museum back to life.
You know, people sit out on the front porch hoping people will come by.
Go forth and do good. It's insane. I have the most understanding wife in the world.
I treat everybody the same thing.
Oh, that's the other thing I love about Marietta. It's like a melting pot.
You are listening to Marietta Stories. Each week, veteran podcaster Bill Nowicki brings you the heartwarming, interesting, and fun stories from the people that make the community of Marietta, Georgia, a place to call home. Here's your host, Bill Nowicki.
What are we doing in the middle of the Lemon Street parking lot here in the middle of December, Greg? Rivera.
Here we are on a beautiful Wednesday afternoon. We're going to join the entire city of Marietta, and we are going to have a parade to celebrate our state championship football team and everybody that's attached to that legacy. So cheerleaders, athletic trainers, band, the 1966 Lemon Street state champions.
67.
And 67.
Oh,
Marietta
66. Oh, you're right. Lemon Street won in 66.
We've got a float for the 1966 Lemon Street team. We have got a float for the 1967 Marietta High School team. And then obviously we'll add to that 2019.
That's crazy. 52 years? Am I doing my math right?
If I pass ninth grade math, it's 52 years.
That's crazy. And here you are. Here we are in the middle of history.
Well, what was extra special, and I'll be honest with you, the credit goes to our mayor. He and I looked at each other at the game and said, we need to do a parade. And I said, absolutely. And he said, and we should start from Lemon Street. Wouldn't that be honoring of the legacy that was established by our 66 state champs at Lemon Street? And I said, let's do it. So here we are in the parking lot, actually standing where Lemon Street High School used to be, across from the grammar school that will be renovated. But I think it's very appropriate to honor the history and the community this way.
Yeah, so 66 is the last year, actually. Lemon Street High School was around. They integrated in 67, so it was the first year they came over to Marietta High School. We won the state championship 66.
See, and your listeners may be aware that we invited them to be our guests at the state championship game.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is really incredible, and to be part of all this history, and you're just the steward of the whole traditions of Marietta High School and Marietta City Schools.
Yeah, I don't know if steward's the right word, but what I can tell you is that I'm like a very humble and grateful part of this community that's celebrating with everyone. It's an awesome legacy, and I'm proud to be a part of it now, and I'm excited to tell my kids about the story and how it all evolved.
So what was the game like for you?
So I was on the sideline the entire game.
You were cheerleading? You were a cheerleader.
I was on the sideline the entire game. I had a seat, but I was too antsy to sit in it. And I feel like I followed the line of scrimmage up and down for the entire 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I was just so proud of our kids, our coaching staff, the entire community. We owned that stadium that night, not just on the field, but in the stands too. And I was running up and down trying to do my part.
You might have to run up and down today because it's kind of cold, but I'm going to let you go, Grant. Good seeing you again, and congratulations to you and the team.
All right, go meet some friends here.
All right, we'll do. Hey, mind if I bend your ear for a second?
Not at all.
Bill Nowicki from Marietta Stories Podcast. We're going to talk about the 67 championship team. You were a part of it?
Yes, I was. It was a blast.
What's your name?
Bill Dykes.
Bill Dykes. All right, what was your position?
I was tight end.
It was a rainy day, I heard.
It was rainy, and Tech had turf back there, had grass back there, and it was a quagmire. I mean, it was a mess, but it didn't matter.
Did you guys have a parade when you came back?
Oh, yeah.
Was it?
We had a big celebration at the school.
Oh, yeah. I got wind. I'm trying to reposition myself for the wind.
Okay.
All right, that's better. Yeah, so you had a parade. Where was the parade back in 67?
Gosh, I can't remember. It ended at the stadium, and then we had a big presentation and everything, so forth, back then. But
did you get a chance to go to the game?
Yes. I don't miss Friday night games.
Okay. What was it like for you?
Oh, it was just memories, and it was a lot of fun. And I've gotten to know, I don't know the kids real well, but I've gotten to know kids and parents and Coach Morgan, and he and I text back and forth, and it was just, I knew it's a good mess of kids, and they're ridiculously talented, but I'm gonna tell you, that's a team.
What were the feelings that were going through you when you saw them, like they had the game sewn up? And
just how far they had come, and how fortunate they are when they're 70 years old. They'll look back and remember how fortunate. I mean, they have to win 5 football games. Back then, we had to win 2 or 3.
Mm-hmm.
You just didn't have the regions, and you did. See, we only had region winners that went to state, and they got to win 5 football games.
And the mental discipline and the physical discipline,
and when they just treat it like another game, until it's over, the end of the game will take care of itself. But no, they stuck in there. They didn't let anything bother them. Lounge started coming back.
Yeah, I was getting a little worried.
Got tentative, but they just blocked it all out.
What was it like for you? Because they integrated that year, and the football team won the state championship. How did the coach handle all that?
It was without incident. As Derek Tinsley was just telling me, his uncle Harold Brinson was on that team. I remember Harold real well. Harold passed away here a few years ago, but when we showed up our senior years, that team having won the state championship the year before, and there were probably a dozen kids that came out for football from Lemon Street. We didn't think anything of it. The coaches didn't think anything of it. I will give French Johnson credit, and I will give Ben Wilkins credit. He had been the head coach at Lemon Street, and the two of them brought it together, but we didn't think twice. We were just, it was a football team.
Yeah. If someone's not from Marietta, how would you explain the feeling you have living in Marietta, being part of the community here? What's special about it?
Well, it's unique, and it's unto itself. I was born here. I've lived here all my life. My kids went to school here. My wife went to school here. My grandkids are here now. And we just don't quite accept Greater Atlanta as a tag. It's unique, and I think the one high school makes Marietta unique, as opposed to multiple schools like they have out in the county.
Brings people together on a Friday night.
It does, absolutely. And that the stadium remained in the neighborhood. Find a parking place somewhere. But the school is it's in the neighborhood.
Right. It's the middle school, but it's still the high school.
Exactly. That stadium. I'm so glad they didn't build a stadium, out at the high school. Just keep it downtown.
Well, it was a pleasure talking to you, Bill. Congratulations to you from 1967, and congratulations to the Marietta High School team this year.
Absolutely.
Hey, you guys want to talk to me? Marietta Stories podcast. Why don't you guys talk to me about the game? What do you got to say?
The game was very cool. Nice being on the field.
What's your position? What's your name?
I'm Zuri Johnson. I'm a sophomore and I play receiver.
Ah, yeah. What are you guys laughing at?
No, I'm not laughing at nothing.
All right, good. I'm supposed to know him, probably. Well, that's all right. So what was the highlight for you? What part of the game did you really enjoy the most?
Mostly the end of the game where we got to run on the field and just celebrate with my teammates.
Do you feel like it's going to be different next year, and because you're losing a lot of seniors, right?
Yeah, even though we are losing a lot of seniors, our team is going to be bigger and better than ever.
You think so? Going back to state next year?
Of course.
Repeat?
Back to back.
All right, you're calling it. That's great. Anybody else want to talk about the game? What do you guys think? You're looking down. You want to talk. What's your name?
My name is Milan Jones.
Hey, Milan. What was the highlight for you?
The environment after the game, it's just that feeling you get.
Were you really nervous going in?
I mean, I had a little butterflies, but it wasn't nothing serious.
Once they snapped the ball, you were right back in it.
Yeah, of course.
What's your position?
Play running back and safety.
Ah, cool.
Yeah.
What did you think of the team you played against?
They were slick, overhyped. What all them other South Georgia teams were saying.
Oh, yeah, because they were 14-0 or whatever.
Yeah. Got up here and we showed them what we had to do.
Well, that first half, you guys came out strong.
Yeah.
That must have felt good.
Yeah, it did. I was like...
What did you think toward the end? Did you think they were going to come back?
We've been through situations like that before, so it's like I wasn't really worried.
That's cool. What's your plan? What do you want to go to college? Where do you want to play?
See, right now my favorite college is LSU.
LSU, yeah. That's because they're highly ranked.
Nah, yeah, I got family stuff over there. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. How about you? What's your name?
I'm Devion Hall.
All right, what are you laughing at? I thought that was pretty good. So, what do you play?
I'll play safety and corner.
Ah, cool. So, where do you want to end up going? Clemson.
Florida State University.
Florida State.
Where Derwin James and Jalen Ramsey went.
That's true. They were pretty darn good. So, what was the highlight of the game for you?
I like how everybody got hyped after Ricky made that dude fall on his back.
Yeah, I saw that.
To me, that was a terrific play by Ricky.
That was like an emotional turning point too.
Yes, everybody. That's when our momentum started going. Everybody started going crazy.
How did you guys keep your emotions in check and just keep playing every play? Because if they had a big play, they would be right back in.
Mm-hmm. So we already knew we were gonna have to step up to the game because when we came out of halftime, we wasn't moving like how we were supposed to move. So then we started clicked on, and then we started stepping up.
What's like a thing your coach says a lot that you always think about when you're out there on the field?
Keep your head down all the time. That's it.
Keep your head down? Look at your feet? All right. Well, all right. What's your coach's name? Morgan, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, I'm going to talk to him. How about you? What's your name?
Camden Overton.
Hey, Camden. What did you play? Did you get to play?
Yes, sir. Wide receiver.
What's the other guy that's made it to the Gatorade thing? What's his name?
Oh, Eric Gilbert.
Yeah. Is he a friend of yours?
Yes, sir.
Is he? What do you think of him and does he practice a lot? Does he work hard to get good?
Yes, sir. He does like a lot of like behind the scenes training. Like he does a lot with his trainer, and he's a very hard worker. So I really think he deserved it.
Yeah. And do you look up to him?
Yes, sir.
Did you get to play?
Yes, sir.
How did you do?
I mean, well, I was on like special teams.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir.
How was that?
Good.
I bet you were worried about having them break a big play toward the end.
Sir?
Were you worried about them kind of getting big yardage or big plays toward the end?
I mean, yes, sir. When they started to pick up momentum, but I knew our defense has been good all.
Well, they scored a lot of your defense. Got scored on a lot though. So yeah, usually it's more than 9 points against Marietta.
Well, yes, sir. Later in the year, but yes, sir. But I already knew our defense was gonna pull it out. Yes, sir. I wasn't the nerves were building up, but I knew we were gonna pull through. So yeah.
Well, that's great. And you looking forward to this parade?
Yes, sir.
What do you like about parades?
It's just how the community comes together and they just have our back and they've had our back through everything. So yeah, I just like how the community comes together.
All right, where do you want to go to college, do you think?
The University of Georgia.
Really?
Yes, sir.
All right, we got everybody all over the SEC. Sounds pretty popular here in Marietta.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, take care. It's a pleasure talking to you. Where's Coach Morgan? I got to find him. All right, I got Elizabeth Denny with me. Since we started Marietta Stories 3 years ago, Johnny Walker Realty has grown tremendously.
When I joined, I was the fourth agent besides Johnny and Carrie, so there were 6 of us. And now I believe there are 25 of us. So, yeah.
Man, somebody's got to cook for all those people when you have a company thing, don't you?
Thankfully, we have more cooks now, so it works out.
We got the Marietta Market at this square. We have one of the best farmers markets. Restaurants are great. There's lots to do around the square. Folks moved away from the square in the 80s. Now they're all coming back, and now's the time to work with Johnny Walker Realty. They're at 262 Church Street. You go to JohnnyWalkerRealty.com or call them up at
678-626-0403.
Coach, Bill Nowicki, Marietta Stories Podcast. You got a few minutes? Sure. Yeah, I'm going to do a quick episode to talk about the parade. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Man, I saw you pre-game, post-game, all the emotions going through. It must have been incredible for you.
Yeah, I mean, that's 3 or 4 years of emotions pent up. You know, to start from where we started from with a bunch of freshmen and sophomores to build it into the state champion is it's a long journey, so it does get kind of emotional with these kids because, you know, you're saying goodbye to a lot of them, and they achieved everything they wanted to achieve, so that's pretty emotional.
Has it settled in with you yet that you're state champion?
Yeah, it's settled in, but we've been so busy doing so many things that there really hasn't been time to sit back and think about what you accomplished. I mean, we know what we did, but it's like, it's been going from one thing to the next, and now we're flying out tomorrow. Oh, right. So maybe sometime next week over Christmas I'll be able to really relax and say, wow.
Yeah, talk about that game in Las Vegas.
Well, we're playing the Washington State champions, and we play at 8 o'clock Friday night.
Did you know you were going to get picked?
We knew we were under consideration, but we had to win the state championship first in order to be solidified. Okay. So it was one of those things that was just kind of floated out there for the last couple months, but I wasn't even thinking about it. But then after we won the game, then we got the phone call saying you're in. So then you got to shift gears into getting ready for that.
Do you have game tapes and all that?
We got film yesterday, but I haven't had time to look at it. I'll probably end up spending my flight look at it because I won't have time tonight, tomorrow. But we'll look at it on the flight, and we'll practice when we get out there and put together a game plan in a couple days and, go from there.
Did you get worried the second half because you scored those 17 points? Seemed like everything was clicking, and then it just kind of stalled off.
I wasn't nervous because everything that happened we handed to them. I mean, we dropped a punt snap. We had some penalties we shouldn't have had. Oh, yeah. We dropped some balls, and it's like, okay, everything we're doing is self-inflicted. So I wasn't worried. We just had to stop doing that. But it wasn't anything the other team did to us. We were just doing it to ourselves. So once we kind of righted the ship on that, we were fine.
Talk about Marietta itself. The folks that aren't from Marietta, kind of describe the environment and what it's like to play here and what it's like to coach here.
Well, I mean, like I said, I told everybody it's the best community in Georgia. If you want to, have a community that supports its kids, supports its school system, and does everything for them, this is where you want to live. And I mean, I knew about Marietta when I lived here 15 years ago. So for me to take this job and come back here was kind of a no-brainer anyway. But it's a great place to grow up. It's a great place to raise kids, and it's a great place where everybody is surrounded by what happens at the school system, and everybody supports it. And it's just it's a great environment. And you got little kids looking up to my older players that want to be like that one day. It's not like that everywhere, and people need to really appreciate where they live, because I've lived a lot of places. It isn't like this everywhere. People need to appreciate what they got here.
It seemed like you got pretty emotional after the game. Was that surprising to you? Got that emotional at the end?
Oh no, I get emotional all the time. I'm Irish. I'm an emotional guy. That's how we are. So no, it's but when you finally accomplish the thing that originally people didn't think you could ever do, and everyone's telling you can't do it, and then you go through the adversity we've gone through, and then to finally accomplish it, you're going to let out some emotions. Just the way it is.
Yeah. Tell me about your family and how supportive they must be to allow you to coach.
Well, here's the thing. I coach football at Marietta, and my kids go to Marietta. That's how much I care about Marietta. I don't send my kids other places. They go to my school. So it's important. And this state championship was extremely important because my other state championships I won in Virginia, my kids were not in high school age, and they weren't in the same city. So to be able to win the state championship and share it with my daughters who are juniors and seniors, and then my sons who play in my youth program, and then my wife's a guidance counselor at the high school. So to be able to share that with all of them, because they all had a hand in it, that makes it even more special than the other state championships I've won.
Yeah, that's great. And again, congratulations. Good luck in Las Vegas. When are you guys playing?
We play Friday night, 11 o'clock Marietta time, 8 o'clock out there.
Man, that's going to be logistically fun for you, dealing with kids late at night in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Have you thought through that?
Yeah, I've thought about it. I'm trying to enjoy tonight right now, and then whatever tomorrow brings, it brings. So, right. But we'll be fine. We got good kids, so we'll be fine.
Yeah. Congratulations again. It was a pleasure talking.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, take care.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, Mr. Mayor, can I talk to you for a minute? Mayor Tumlin, Bill Nowicki Marietta Stories podcast. I want to talk about, you were at the game. What was the game like for you?
It was terrific. Two great ball clubs lined up. A lot of fan support on both sides, and they fought down to the last minute.
Were you getting worried toward the end?
Absolutely.
I was worried. I was watching.
I was ready for the clock to say 0, and they made enough first down to run the clock out. It was one of the best high school games I think I'll ever see.
I was surprised how well they played. It almost looked like college ball.
Yeah, they played well, played tough,
but it's a complicated offense, complicated defense. I was pretty impressed.
Obviously, Lowndes, I can't say County. Lowndes High School was well prepared with an extraordinary
14-0.
Yeah, 14, and they play in a good region.
Yeah,
and that was very impressive.
Yeah. So talk about the idea to have a parade. How did that? Grant said that you and him got together after the game, or?
Grant's the promoter. But see, I like this part. The kids in Lemon Street won the state championship in '66, the last year in existence. I mean, I'm that age, and they didn't know where they were going the next year. It put together a championship team the last year, and then Coach Wilkins and his crew came over to Marietta in '67, and they won. And what I like about this wall, Lemon Street, their football field was right over there.
Oh, really?
The bottom parking lot of the Turner Chapel. And we used to go.
Yeah, I heard it was a great band, a lot of energy, great team.
Marietta had a great band, but they had a great band. I mean, they had extraordinary. I mean, they won the first game 102-6.
Oh, gee.
But they always have some great athletes. We'd go. I mean, I played basketball with the kids, and when they won the state championship in '66, Lemon Street, they won it at Norcutt Stadium, which probably was starting to be a good bridge over what this community was getting ready to go through. You know, integration. I mean, it was a real challenge. Yeah. But for them to win their last year, and they were a good group of guys, very talented. Yeah. And Marietta basically answered the integration challenge. Yeah. But I mean, we're kind of like the Remember the Titans, except the Marietta High coach got to be the head coach, and Ben Wilkins, their coach, was an assistant.
Oh, I see.
But there wasn't any trauma. In fact,
well, it probably helped bring the community together in '67 when we won.
Yeah. In fact, you almost didn't even think about it. Lemon Street was county-wide. It wasn't just Marietta.
Right, that's true, yeah.
So some of the kids went to McEachern, Osborne, South Cobb. So Cobb County was probably 90% white in 1966. So only 8 ball players came over, but they went to play at other schools.
Oh, I see.
But in the county.
Yeah, so we're going to get ready to start the parade here. It's freezing cold, but you think Marietta's going to come out and watch you guys?
Tomorrow?
Tonight, for the parade. You think people are going to show up?
Yeah, I mean, I got 4 grandchildren here.
Hey, what's your name?
Maddie.
Hey, Maddie. What are you going to march in a parade?
Yes.
Why do you like parades?
Because I get to be in there.
You get candy too?
Yes.
All right, nice meeting you, Mandy. All right,
we got cheerleaders for '67.
All
cheerleaders
right.
for today, the ball players.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit them up. They got a nice bench to sit on. It's nice setup.
In that area off of Stewart, Maple, and Polk, that's a very supportive community anyway. Yeah. They'll be on their front porches.
All right, well, great. Thank you so much, Mayor Tomlin. I'll let you get back to front.
It's a good way to do it. I'm glad it's cold.
Yeah. All right.
You gotta have.
Come talk to me.
Hi.
Hi. What do you got to say? Are we ready?
This is really exciting. This is my favorite part. But these are the die-hard cheerleaders and one football player who showed up in the cold. What does that tell you about these women?
Well,
we're tough.
There's one smart man now.
One smart man.
Surrounded by cheerleaders.
This is exciting. I love seeing this.
So you put this thing together fairly quickly.
Well, I didn't put together the parade, but I made
You put together the float.
I made sure these folks got included, and Beth Gilland here decorated the float. She's an alum from Marietta and the daughter of an alum from Marietta, so this was a labor of love for her. So I'm excited to see it. It's great.
How important is it to start at Lemon Street?
I think it's great because we invited alumni from the 66 and 67 classes because we wanted to celebrate all of our state championships. So this is a nice symbolic beginning, going from this school to the other school and kind of bringing everybody together all in one route. So
and administrative offices are going to be down there.
So excited about it and getting ready to start renovations on the old grammar school.
I see
and we can't wait to see that.
I see
building
a sign.
Served. It's going to be beautiful. It's a great rebirth, returning that building to student use like it should be. And that is a warehouse. It's going to be fantastic and really symbolize our commitment to this neighborhood. It's going to be great.
I see there's politicians here. There's football players. Dan Flynn from the police.
We got dump trucks. We got fire trucks. We got spirit buses. We got them all.
All right.
This is a parade in Marietta, Bill.
This is it. This is it. Well, thank you so much for the invite.
For being here.
Yeah, we'll get this episode out so everybody can know how special Marietta is.
Thank you, Bill. Take
all right. I got you now, Cheryl. You can't escape. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you. How are you?
See, you're a natural. You sound like a radio person.
I've got a face for radio.
Tell them who you are.
I'm Cheryl Richardson, Ward 1 City Council.
Ward 1.
Ward
yes,
1.
so you're representing here. You have other city council people.
Yes, we
Tell
have.
me.
That was Griff Chalfant. He's a councilman. We've got Joseph Goldstein and Reggie Copeland, and I think Michelle Cooper-Kelly.
Cooper-Kelly was just by here, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're getting ready to march. Pretty cold.
It is pretty cold.
But you're drinking Hawaiian Punch.
Drinking Hawaiian Punch. And it's straight Hawaiian Punch. There's nothing good in it.
Oh, well, that's good to know. Now, how was the game for you?
The game was wonderful.
Did you lose your voice?
I did lose my voice. But it's not going to be as good as it's this Friday.
Oh, that's right. The Las Vegas.
Yeah, I'm going.
Are you really? Are you going to be a chaperone?
No, I'm just going on my own to scream and cheer. And
hopefully behave.
Well, okay. Don't ask for so much.
All right. Well, pleasure talking to you, Cheryl.
Pleasure talking to you, too.
I finally got you on my podcast.
I know.
I did it. Dan, can I talk to you? Bill Nowicki, Marietta Stories. Remember me? Yeah. How you doing? Exciting.
Oh, this is a wonderful time for the city.
And why are you here? Why aren't you just sitting at home and where it's warm?
I'm here to celebrate the city that I love.
Why do you love Marietta so much? Being the police chief here in Marietta City.
It's just such a wonderful community. We have so many special people, and everything is so well integrated. The school system and the civic organization, city government. We have an exceptional city here, and it's just a great place to be.
Must make your job easier.
It certainly does. It makes it pleasant.
Well, I know we've talked before, and I know you do a lot for this city behind the scenes, and just trying to make it a better place. And trying to, just keep it a community. I appreciate that.
It's a labor of love. I love being. The city brings out the best in me, and I do everything I can for it.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Flynn.
Thank you.
And have a good trip. Are you going to ride or are you going to walk?
Oh, I'm going to ride.
All right. Good seeing you. All right. Great. Here we are, Michelle Cooper-Kelly here at City Council. What's your ward?
Ward 6.
Ward 6, all right. Why are you here? It's freezing cold.
I am here to celebrate the Marietta High School football team and their championship, and I have a cheerleader daughter. So we are so proud of our Blue Devils.
Is she going to Las Vegas?
She's not. She'd love to, but...
Why not?
Well, I
You're
don't
not
think the
going to Las
cheerleaders are
Vegas?
invited.
You wish. Oh, I don't know if your mom wishes that.
No, I don't. Not without me.
So
Cheryl's going.
I know. I talked to Cheryl already. I got her. I cornered her. So are you going?
I'm not.
Oh, okay. So tell me about the game. What was it like for you?
Oh, gosh. The energy in the stadium, it was just epic. Most of Marietta was there, I believe, and just to see the camaraderie of our town come together behind these football players, and it was amazing.
Did you lose your voice?
I did not lose my voice, but
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's a cold night.
Were you scared that they were gonna not?
I told my husband that night, he was with me, and I said, "This is their year." So I felt it all along.
They seemed so poised that that wasn't like a bunch of high school kids.
Very poised. I mean, the coaching has been phenomenal. Coach Morgan is fantastic. And I think them seeing the community behind them, it's got to give you a little bit of edge of confidence, right? And they went out, they did their best. I mean, they're statesmen for our community, so we're celebrating them big time.
Tell me, what do you, if somebody's listening that's not from Marietta, what would you say is special about this town and this community?
Well, I'm not from Marietta. I've been here for about 24 years, so it's my home. It's my home. But to come here, I say that all to say that Marietta is so embracing of people that move here. You immediately become part of the Blue Devil spirit, and I have had 3 kids that are in the school system. One just graduated who's a freshman in college, and you cannot help but to love Marietta. It is a big, small town. And, it's just a great place to be. It really is.
It is. And there's so many special people, and I've gotten to talk to quite a few of them, and it's been an honor for me to bring their stories, and I appreciate your time.
Well, I appreciate you bringing people's stories. You do a fantastic job.
Thank you.
That.
It was good seeing you.
Thank you. You too.
All right.
You have been listening to the Marietta Stories podcast. Contact us at bill@mariettastories.com to let us know your show ideas. And don't forget to subscribe to the show on iTunes, Stitcher, or Google Play so you don't miss an episode.